Hi everyone, it's time for another recipe video, and today I thought I'd share 3 really easy desserts. We're coming into spring season and it's a lot of social gatherings starting to happen, so I thought it's a good time to share some desserts to treat your friends to. So all of them are in like a little pot or a glass, so you have single servings for each person, which I think is really nice for a dinner party or something like that. But yeah, use them as you wish and let's get cooking. The first dessert we're gonna make is a coconut tapioca pudding with mango sauce, and I start by adding some tapioca pearls to a pot. And tapioca pearls look like a grain, but they're actually made from starch, and you'll find them in most Asian supermarkets. Then to the pot I'm also adding some coconut milk, and this adds a really nice flavor. Then I'm also pouring in some oat milk, the same amount as the coconut milk. Then I put a lid on that and set it aside for half an hour. Then in my food processor, I'm adding 1 cup of thawed frozen mango, and I blend it really well until smooth and sauce-like. As you can see, it goes really smooth and adds a really nice freshness to this dish. So I'm spooning the sauce into the bottom of some glasses, which is how I'm gonna serve this dessert. And then I'm adding some sugar to the tapioca now that it's been sitting for half an hour. And I'm also gonna add in some vanilla powder, but you could also use vanilla essence if you prefer, or a vanilla bean paste. Then I'm adding 1 little pinch of salt to bring out the flavors, and I give it a good mix. And I place it on the hob and bring it to a simmer. I let it simmer for 15 minutes and then I take it off the heat. And as always, you'll find a link in the description box for the full recipe with all the measurements. So once it's cooked, I take it off the heat and I let it cool a little bit. You can see that it's still quite loose now, but don't worry, it will set. So I place the pudding on top of the mango sauce carefully. And once I've topped up all my serving glasses, I'll place these in the fridge to set for about 3 or 4 hours, or you could leave them overnight if you wanted. Once they've set, I'm topping these puddings with some salted peanuts. I also like to add some fresh mango or thawed frozen mango to go with the theme of the mango sauce, of course. And I'm also adding some toasted coconut flakes to bring out more of that coconut flavor, which is already in the pudding. And that's the first dessert done. It might seem a little laborious, but it's actually really, really simple. So the second dessert is a rich and creamy chocolate pot. And it's super simple to make as well with a few ingredients. So I'm starting by adding some water to a pot, and then I place a bowl to cover the opening of the pot. Then I break in some dark chocolate into the pot. I'm using 70% here, but you could use whatever type of chocolate you like. Of course, I'm using vegan chocolate. And then I'm placing this pot on the hob, and I bring the water to a boil so that the bowl heats up and we can melt the chocolate in the bowl. And I'm just mixing it carefully with a spatula. And while that's melting, I'm adding some firmed silken tofu into my food processor. Along with that, I'm adding some maple syrup, but you could use any liquid sweetener you like. And I'm also gonna add some vanilla bean powder again, but you could use vanilla bean paste or vanilla essence, whatever you like. Then I blend this mixture till it's really, really smooth. It will take a few minutes. As you can see, it comes out super smooth and luscious, and it will be even more so when we've added the chocolate. So here you can see while the processor is whirring away, I'm pouring in the melted chocolate to blend it all together. Then when it's all blended together, I'm dolloping the chocolate mixture into some serving glasses again. I'm using these cute jars. And be mindful that this dessert is really rich, so you'll only need small servings. unless you're a chocolate fiend like me, then you might want to. So I'm leaving this to set in the fridge as well for 3 or 4 hours or overnight, and then I'm dolloping on some vegan whipped cream. You could use some whipped coconut cream if you prefer. And then I'm adding some thawed frozen raspberries, but you could use fresh. And I'm also grating on some more chocolate because it looks really beautiful. And that's it for the second dessert. Another easy one that you can prepare ahead of time. The third dessert is a deconstructed apple crisp with vanilla cashew cream. I like to call it deconstructed because I'm making the components separately. So I start by just cutting up some apples into cubes. You could use any apple you like, but I like a sweet red apple for this. And I place the apple cubes into a pot along with some lemon juice for a little bit of acidity. And then I'm also adding in some maple syrup to sweeten it up. And again, I'm adding some vanilla powder, which goes really well with apple. And I'm also gonna add in some cinnamon because that goes even better with apples. And then a little pinch of salt to bring out all the flavors. I give that a little bit of a mix and then add a splash of water just to get the cooking going when I put it on the hob. So I place it on the hob and I bring that to a little bit of a simmer. So I'm gonna stew the apples here for about 15 minutes, and then I preheat the oven to 175 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna make like a oat crisp to put on top of this dessert. So I'm adding some oats to a bowl, and I'm also adding in some almond meal here. After that, I'm gonna pop in some firm coconut oil, but you could use vegan margarine if you prefer. And I'm also adding in some maple syrup again for sweetness. Then I use my hands to make a bit of a crumble or almost like a granola mixture out of this. And then I place it onto a lined baking tray and I spread it out. Then I like to sprinkle a little bit of coconut sugar or any sugar you like to use on top of that. And I'm baking it in the oven for about 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes, something like that. And I'll flip it halfway through. Then to make the cashew cream, I have soaked some cashew nuts, so I drain them and place them in my blender along with some oat milk and some maple syrup again, but you can use any liquid sweetener you like. I'm adding in some vanilla powder and then I'm blending it on a high speed until it's really, really super smooth and luscious. So you could refrigerate this if you want, or just pour it straight into your serving vessels. I'm using glasses because I like the layered effect that this dessert has. And so I'm starting by layering the cashew cream, and then I add the stewed apples on top, which are really nice served warm. And then I add some more cashew cream on top of that. And to finish it all off, I'm adding that crispy oat granola type thing for a nice crunch. And that's it for the last dessert of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and that you'll find some use for these desserts. And if you do, please let me know. Tag me on Instagram @GoodEatings. And until the next time, take care.